Okay, so hello everyone. So this is the Zoom class that I will be taking almost daily. After my article on live law, a lot of people emailed me, right? That article regarding whether you should choose judiciary or UPSC. A lot of people emailed me that I should take a class, and in the time of coronavirus lockdown, I am also practically bored sitting at my home office, right? So I thought let us start with this lecture series. Let me, in few minutes, let me introduce you the concept of this class, right? That how this class will function, okay? The purpose of this class is that obviously there is a corona lockdown, right? So next 1 month or so, if there is lockdown continues, I will take this class, right? So what I will do that daily 1 hour, I will give link to my, de facto law, this Telegram ID, right? And you will join, everyone will join. And there I will explain you each and every topic in detail with important case laws and what are the concepts that is related to that particular topic, right? Now if you will see the whole the law optional syllabus, you will see that there are 70 topics altogether, right? Now out of that 70 topic, I will take 1-2 topic each and I will explain that in detail. I will make a PDF file of 3-4 pages and I will give you all the major case laws and everything, right? So that it will enable you to study by yourself, okay? Most of the time, the requirement of the UPSC is different and people sometimes, cannot decipher that what to study, right? So the purpose will be that, okay? Now, second part of thing that I wanted to discuss is that how this class will be conducted, sort of, right? So see, I have this, gadget with me, this iPad, so I will be sharing a screen, okay, in the Zoom itself, here itself, right? And on that screen, I will write something and I will also explain you, right? And you will be able to ask your question by raising your hands, okay? So you can raise your hand. There is an option, you must be there in Zoom, there is an option you must see, right? And there you can raise your hand, and after raising that hand I will unmute you and you can ask me the question so that everyone will hear it and we can have two-way conversation, okay? Now I will update this particular whole class on YouTube as well, okay? I will update it daily on YouTube as well, okay? As soon as the class finish, I will record it online itself, right? And I will upload it, okay? So that is how the whole structure will function, okay? Now the second thing that I wanted to study, I wanted to actually tell you today is that most of the people ask me that what type of book we need to study, right? What type of book we need to refer, right? So one thing that you should keep in mind, that while understanding about books, most of the books is for academic purpose, okay? It is not written for the purpose of studying law. Very academic purpose it is written, such as there is suppose MPJN. If you will start reading the MPJN, right, it will take 6 months for you to complete the whole MPJN, because it is written purely for academic PhD LLM purposes, right? Not for UPSC purpose. They have very limited type of syllabus, right? Very limited, okay? So that is the one thing you should keep in mind, right? Most of you will ask me obviously at the end of the lecture that which book you should prefer. So right now let me reply that I cannot actually pinpoint the number of books. What I can actually pinpoint, that what type of topic, in that topic what type of question comes and what is the level and depth of that question that you need to study, right? So that is the only purpose. Understood? Simple? Good. Now if you ask about the writing thing, that how will I will give you the writing practice. Yes, I forgot to mention that as well, that after each class, after 1 or 2 topic that I will discuss in each class, I will also give you one question that you please write that down, you submit me that particular PDF, and in that particular PDF I will also evaluate it through this Zoom's screen share itself, so that everyone will see that what are the things that I see in that particular answer, okay? Right? Let me actually explain that in very in a little detail by showing you the screen, right? See, when we talk about answer writing, right? So in answer writing, there are 3 things that you will consider always while writing the answers, when I will give you the questions after each topic, right? The first thing that you will consider in answer writing is basically a structure, okay? Second thing that you will consider in answer writing is basically your content, and third thing you will consider is basically your presentation. Now let me go through them individually and make you understand what do you mean by it, okay? Now the whole lecture duration will be not more than 1 hour, okay? So it will be 1 hour daily, okay? So that is the primary purpose. Okay, now when we talk about a structure, right? Then in the case of a structure, one thing is needed to be understood is that structuring simply means, let me give you a question and then you will see, right? Suppose there is a question, what do you mean by, what do you understand by constitutionalism? Suppose constitutionalism. What are its negative and positive aspect? Negative and positive aspect in Indian context. In Indian context. This is a previous year question actually that had been asked. Now if you will see, there are three parts of this question. One, they want to know about the constitutionalism. Then they wanted to know the negative and positive aspect of it. And the last, what they wanted to know is the Indian context of that constitutionalism. Now, when you have to answer this particular question, you have to structure it, means that you have to pinpoint in the answer that which part is answered where. Now, how to pinpoint it, how to anchor that thing. So the best thing to do is basically come up with headings and subheadings. So while answering, you will have to identify the heading. Actually, heading acts as an anchor. It means if there is a question, that particular question anchor is the heading, right? Let me say, give you an example. Suppose this is the question. So you will write a heading, constitutionalism. Okay, then the whole paragraph about it, right? So it means when a person will read your answer, he will understand, okay, this is the heading, and below this the paragraph will consist this itself. Okay, then negative and positive aspect, that is the second heading that can have positive aspect. Okay, you will give a heading, then you will come up with a paragraph relating to that. You can have positive aspect, negative aspect separately as well. That is not an issue. Then Indian context will be another heading. Indian context will be another heading. Okay, so through heading and subheading, you can clearly understand that what is the requirement of the question. Understood? Okay, I mean a checker or an examiner will always understand that, okay, this is the requirement of the question and this particular part of the answer satisfies this requirement. So that is the meaning of anchoring. Understood? That is the meaning of structuring. Okay, so if you have a proper structure, your 50% problem of the examiner is solved. He will clearly identify where what is written. Right? So most of the people write it, just paragraph by paragraph, no heading, subheading. Now examiner don't have time to go into nitty-gritty of that paragraph and check it. That is not possible at all, right? The best example is basically Hindu, right? If you will see the Hindu article, what they have, right? The structure is something like that. Usually there are 3-4 columns, right? And in each column there is, after 3-4 paragraph, there is one heading, right? You must have observed, obviously prepared from UPSC, you must have been reading Hindu article, right? So that is basically proper structuring. Understood? The same thing you should do, you should try to do. Now in initial time, obviously you will be not able to decipher it, that what heading I should put. Obviously it will not happen, right? You will very much get confused that, okay, what heading should be there, what subheading should be there. It is natural. Now in that case, what to do? In that case, simply do one thing. You try to practice it more and more, right? Take out the heading from the question itself. Take it out from the question itself. Understood? So that is how the system will actually, improve. I mean, your own writing system will improve. Okay. Now the second part of the answer writing part is basically your content. Right? Now when we are talking about content, so content is basically the material, the knowledge that you have regarding that topic. Now content is something that a teacher actually will teach you, or you will have to study by yourself. Structuring is a matter of practice, you can improve. But content you can improve only by reading. If you will read good content, if you will read good books, you will read lot of books, right? Then obviously your content will get improved. Okay? So that is the content part, right? Now, is content important? Very, very important. If you do the structuring proper, and suppose you have written a very good structuring, negative and positive aspect of constitutionalism, suppose, and the content here in this paragraph is weak, so it will give you very, very less mark. Okay, so the content need to be a standard one. Now, how to improve content? So you should use legal vocabulary, right? Content, what are the things that should be kept in mind? So you should use legal vocabulary. Okay. Now, what is the best place to have legal vocabulary? The best place is the judgment itself, right? Use the line written by the judge. Most people actually try to write by themselves, right? They read the answer, the judgment, and they try to write in their own words. That is very, you cannot reach up to that level of refinement in writing answers. Okay, so it is better you simply see that particular and use the vocabulary used in that particular judgment, and use the vocabulary used in that. Okay, do not try to write by yourself. You cannot create a masterpiece within that 3 hours. You have to attempt 16-17 questions. Obviously that is not the case. Understood? So try to learn it. Okay, try to learn it. And the best thing is that in the case of content, actually, right, 40% of the question in the law optional is repeated. 40% is repeated. Now if 40% is question is repeated, then very well what you can do actually, you can come up with a solution saying that okay, 40% is repeated, then what I will do, that I will prepare a ready-made answer for that 40%, right? So if you will prepare the ready-made answer for that 40%, then 50% of your time is saved. Okay, so you take out the good judgments, judgment lines, and you practically read it down. Okay, so that will give you a very nice picture regarding this. Okay, now how to get that judgment line? Do you need to read the whole judgment? No need to that. You can practically go to my this website that I have created for law people, right? Law optional people, sorry, right? And here I take out certain judgment lines, and it is practically for the purpose of writing an exam, nothing else at all. Okay, let me you can go and actually see there. Okay, now the third thing that you need to consider is basically your presentation. Now when we are talking about presentation simply means understanding the structure, making the person who is checking your question understand that you have written and it is clearly visible. Understood? Okay, a small thing matter, right? In fact, a lot of people say that okay, writing doesn't matter in UPSC, but invariably when you will see any topper, all of their copy is a beautifully written one. So I personally believe that writing do matter, right? So first thing that you should consider is basically writing. Okay, the handwriting should be much better, right? Handwriting, okay, it should be much better, because without proper handwriting you will be not able to qualify, not at all, right? So that is, now there is obviously a question, right, that if you have to write a lot of question in 3 hours, so how to improve your handwriting. So the best thing is that you prepare a ready-made model answer, so that in exam directly you can write, right? So that is why your time frame will reduce in that. You don't have to think and write. Okay, you practically have to write at least 50% or 40% of the question, right? So that is the one thing. Second is the paragraphs. Do not write more than 10-20 lines. 10-20 lines long paragraph, right? Short paragraph, 4 lines, 5 lines. Change the paragraph, because no one will read a long paragraph, right? So that is a very important time when a paragraph should be short. Wherever possible, write in points, right? So that gives a very better presentation of your answer. Understood that particular point? Okay, now when you will submit me the PDF file, obviously after the question I will check one or two of them daily, right? And likewise I will show you on the screen, right? So you will learn it, right? So try to attend the whole classes that I will be taking. Okay, so 3 things that you need to understand with regard to the presentation, answer writing. One is the structuring. So to sum up, structuring means practically simply means headings and subheadings. Content means knowledge, how much you know about that particular topic, try to replicate from the judgment itself. And presentation means basically small thing, handwritings, paragraphs. Understood? So if you can take care of these 3 things, your answer will be brilliant. Okay, so try to practice it. Now the second thing that I wanted to I wanted to tell you in this particular beginning class, that this 1 hour or 30 minutes class will basically consist of what I have told you in the beginning also, but I will elaborate again, topics, right? So in that topics, what I will be talking about, so I will be talking about in that topic, first thing I will be talking about is the case law, important case laws. Second thing I will be talking about is the subtopic. Now sometimes what happens that you have a particular topic, and in that particular topic you read normally, but there are certain layers attached to it. Like there is a topic in our law optional, relationship between fundamental right, constitutional law, first topic. In fact, second topic, relationship between fundamental right. Now if you look at the relationship between fundamental rights, so it simply you can see that okay, relationship between article 14, 15, no, it means relationship between right to equality category and right to freedom category, right to equality category and right to freedom of religion category, right? The whole relationship, and then relationship between fundamental right and other subject, other part of the constitution as well. Understood, right? So that is the hidden layer within that particular meaning. Now how to identify that hidden layer? Obviously I will tell you based on my experience, but the best way to identify is the previous year paper, right? I have given on my website topic wise previous year paper. You can practically look at that particular previous year paper, and you can identify the sub layer attached to it. Okay, so that is how the whole structure of this particular program, 1 month, not 1 month till the lockdown, right, will function, right? So I think 2-3 days, there is 3 May, 3rd May, and there they will decide that okay, whether it will get extended or not. Most hopefully it will get extended, there is no doubt about it. Okay, and on that I will also share the PDF that I will make and I will teach here itself, right? And you will understand that. Okay, now if you have any question, do ask me. Okay, now remember, try to put off your video off, right, so that privacy concern is there, right? I will cut this portion on YouTube, obviously, right, because YouTube, I don't want anyone to see any other student, right? So that is a privacy concern. But still, if you have any question, go ahead. I am unmuting you one by one. Okay, there is an option of raise your hand in Zoom. You simply raise your hand, I will unmute you and you can ask me the question. Okay, everyone? Yes. Who is? Yes, Mr. iPad. Yes. Try to change your name, right? Yes, please go ahead. Okay.